Hey everyone, it's me, Bryan teacher. In this video, we'll read the story Boris for the Win by Andrew Joyner. Are you ready? Then let's get started. Meet Boris. He's a lot like you. He has a favorite backpack, a favorite magnifying glass, a favorite book, a favorite shirt, a favorite snack, and a favorite yo-yo. He lives with his mom and dad. This is mom, this is dad, this is their home. He has lots of pets. This is Lion, this is Frank, this is a skink. This is Ethel, this is Tina, this is Quince. Boris likes to walk to school with his friends. This is Alice, this is Frederick, this is their teacher. And he likes to dream. Boris dreams of big leaps. He dreams of big tricks and big treasure. But mostly, he dreams about big adventures. Woohoo! You'll never be bored when Boris is around, so hitch a ride for his next adventure. He could take you anywhere, up in the clouds, into a pyramid, or maybe just around the corner. Chapter 1. Boris's class was practicing for field day. There would be a high jump, a long jump, an egg and spoon race, hurdles, and a tug of war. But they were starting with the round-the-track marathon. Mrs. Huff led the class to the starting line. Ready, set, go! Boris ran as fast as he could. He wanted to win. But he couldn't quite get there. The problem was Eddie. Eddie could run the fastest. He could jump the highest and the longest. When they tried the hurdles, Eddie cleared them all with ease. Have a nice trip. But Boris and Frederick had some trouble. Chapter 2. After practice, Boris, Frederick, and Alice had lunch. Why do I always have to come in last? And why does Eddie always have to win? What they needed was a plan. Boris thought and thought and thought. Then he had an idea. Frederick, we're going to be winners. Come over to my place after school. And Frederick, bring your sweatbands. Chapter 3. That afternoon, when Frederick and Alice got to Boris's place, it looked a little different. They trained every day after school for the next week. They did the high jump, the long jump, the tug of war, the hurdles, even the egg and spoon race. Oh no! And finally, the night before field day, they ran a marathon. All the way to Frederick's house. Achoo! It's my nostrils. They're very sensitive at this time of year. Chapter 4. It was field day. Boris had never felt better, and Alice was ready to go. But Frederick didn't look so good. He had the most terrible hay fever. Boris got off to a great start. He jumped his highest and cleared every hurdle. But he still couldn't beat Eddie. Too easy. No one could beat Eddie. I'm not even trying. Alice tried to cheer Boris up. Don't worry, there's still one more race. Achoo! But Boris knew he'd have to try even harder if he wanted to win. Chapter 5. It was the most important race of the day. The round the track marathon. Mrs. Huff waved at the starting flag. Achoo! They were off. It was a long race, so Boris took it easy at first. Eddie was out front, but Boris was catching up. Some of Eddie's friends tried to slow Boris down, but he hurdled one, he dodged the other, and soon he was in second place. Achoo! Right behind Eddie. Uh-oh. They'd been running for a long time, but Boris wasn't even tired. They ran around the corner. Boris could see the finish line up ahead. But suddenly, he couldn't see Eddie. I must be in front. Chapter 6. Boris turned his head. Eddie was right behind him. Then Boris noticed Frederick. He wasn't even running. He was barely walking. Boris kept running. He was going to win. Yeah! But what about Frederick? Hang on, Frederick! I'm coming! Boris ran back past Eddie, past Alice, and past the rest of his class. Finally, he reached Frederick. I can't go on. We're finishing this race, Frederick. And you're not coming in last. Chapter 7. Boris tried not to look at the finish line. He couldn't bear to watch Eddie win. Not again. But then Frederick noticed something he knew Boris would want to see. Look, Boris, look. It was Alice. She was running faster than she'd ever run before. She was in 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place, and across the finish line. Yahoo! She won! Go, Frederick. You can make it from here. Yeah! So Alice came in first. Eddie came in second. And Boris and Frederick? Well, they did win something. Best and fairest. What great friends. The end. All right, that's it. We're all finished. And as always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.